Islam for me means being and staying calm in a storm. I feel it's just a manual we got, we Muslims, like how to live this life, like easier and more fulfilling way.
Bosnia and Herzegovina in southeastern Europe. Around half the population here are Muslim. No alcohol, no dancing with men, no sex before marriage. What's life like for a young woman who voluntarily chooses to live this way?
Hello everyone, I'm Merjem. I'm 21 years old and I will show you my everyday life and how I practice my religion.
Merjem grew up 45 minutes from the capital, Sarajevo. Today she lives in student accommodation in town where she studies art and history. Alongside her textbooks, there's one book that is truly indispensable to her, the Quran. Merjem aims to read at least one page of it every day.
It makes me feel connected more and it grounds me. If I read it, I feel like less stressed and less worry about other things.
Merjem places great importance on a specific style of dress. She wears abayas, long-sleeved, floor-length, loose-fitting robes, often carefully embroidered, and paired with a hijab. She was 12 when she decided to start wearing it. Soon after, she swapped her jeans and t-shirt for an abaya.
Growing up, I realized I look way modest wearing this, and also I look effortlessly elegant while wearing it, and especially in a time where women's body and women's beauty is too much objectified. Like, I choose to go against the system that are imposing values of society on us.
Merjem grew up in a religious family, but they weren't strict about it. As a child, she attended Quran classes, and from a young age, she began praying regularly. In her dorm room, she aligns her prayer rug toward Mecca. But how does she know which way to face?
We have advanced technology today, so it's easy on the phone.
Globally, there are an estimated 2 billion Muslims, and Europe is home to some 50 million of them. Here, they're younger on average than non-Muslim or non-religious residents. Next, Merjem takes us to the mosque. It's one of the largest in Sarajevo. To enter, we must first remove our shoes. Then men and women split into separate sections. They're expected to pray 5 times a day. So how does she fit it all in?
We actually see it as a way to form our day, because Muslims that are actually praying on time every day, 5 times a day, they plan their day around these prayers. For example, beforehand, going somewhere, you already have in mind, I will do this and this before that, and I will pray day, and after I will continue to do this and this till this prayer.
Merjem prays in Arabic, which she learned in religion class. The prayer consists of a sequence of movements and recitations known as rakas. These vary according to the time of day. Prayer beads help her keep count.
We have those 3 sections. For example, Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, and Allahu Akbar. And we must say it total 33 times each. And so this helps us because in every of these it's 33, so we don't get confused.
Merjem doesn't attend Friday prayer. For many Muslims, it's the most important prayer of the week. For women in Bosnia, however, attendance is uncommon. That's because some mosques lack the space for separate prayer areas, but it doesn't bother her.
Friday noon, when it's Friday prayer, men go there and women socialize between women's circles, because all men are in the mosque and they are having chit-chats and they're having nice time together.
For Merjem, it's a little quality time spent with friends. Once a month, she hosts a party exclusively for women.
It's because It's special when you are surrounded by feminine only energy, when there is no other influence coming from a male's energy, which is also strong. And also in Islam, it's not normal kind of for a woman to dance in front of men if they are not their family or their husband or something like that.
It's a time for the women to gather, sometimes over a cocktail, alcohol-free, of course. Merjem avoids drinking just as she avoids pork. But has she never been tempted by a nice cold beer?
Maybe champagne. It goes better with abayas.
Merjem often travels to the countryside around Sarajevo with her friends. She doesn't have a boyfriend and has no plans to marry until she's at least 25. And it's essential to her that she marries a Muslim. She feels that otherwise their values would be too different.
For example, also I know it's a big thing in European households, also in Bosnian Muslim households, having a dog. I could never do that. That's considered so inappropriate in a Muslim household. And if you have someone on the opposite side, which is normal to them, I could never do that.
When it comes to finding a husband, Merjem isn't worried. She plans to get a recommendation from the community. Then they'd meet in a public place, with family or without. But for now, physical contact is strictly off limits.
You do not touch, you do not kiss, you do not have sex together. You should save yourself for someone that is worth of your feelings and your emotions and your touch. Your touches, your kisses, your hugs. You, as a woman, you are not for anyone that you like at first. You are for someone special, someone that will be forever with you.
Over a decade before Merjem was born, the country was wrapped in civil war. After the breakup of Yugoslavia, Bosniaks, Serbs, and Croats fought for power. In 1995, just 100 kilometers from Sarajevo, a genocide took place in which Muslim men and boys were systematically murdered. Sarajevo itself endured a siege lasting almost 4 years. Merjem's father and uncle fought in the war.
It motivates me to always do my best and to be best, not only for myself, but also for all those people that gave life on this path, so I can freely pray, that I can freely wear my hijab here in Bosnia.
But are there any rules that bother her? No, she says. But Merjem believes that they're sometimes misinterpreted.
I think a lot of men are abusing Islam, and they are, as a gender, stronger and to be protective. But sometimes they go too far, thinking that they are in charge of everything, but in the sense of being above women, which is not the case in Islam.
In the future, Merjem wants to perform the Hajj at least once, a pilgrimage to Mecca that every Muslim who can afford it is obliged to make. She still feels too young, she says, but one thing is for sure, religion will continue to play a vital role in her life.
We see it as something that is always with us, that we are always in it, that is part of us, that Islam and me and my life, we are one, not separable.